And so we're going to see more big investments by so-called sovereign funds, where the real entity behind the conglomerate is actually the state itself. By the way, have you thought about this? How many dollars does China own already in government bonds and the rest? It's over $1 trillion. How many weeks or months will it be on current trends before it becomes $2 or $3 or $4 trillion? Not long. And by the way, if you were a team that you were, suppose you had $1 trillion of Chinese money and it was your responsibility to invest it, do you think, as a team, that you would keep $1 trillion in government bonds? No way. What would be the first thing you'd be starting to do with all of that money? You would put it for productive purposes, of course. And so we have to say, I'm sorry if it's politically insensitive, but we have to say that the Chinese investment policy is hard to understand at the moment. It doesn't make much sense. I know they can't pull it out of dollars. If they do, what happens to the rest of the dollars they own? It falls to nothing. So they have to keep most of it in dollars. Poor old China. But at least they could do something more productive with it. And so you can be sure that they will. Actually, I would do something else. If I was part of this team with you, I would be saying, why didn't we go borrow some more? Why didn't we use our $1 trillion and borrow $3 trillion and make a leveraged $4 trillion fund and really have some fun? Now, if we would start thinking about these kinds of numbers, you could see that we could have a $3 trillion fund quite soon, leveraged with another 8 or 9, and maybe a 10, 11, or 12 trillion dollar sovereign fund that can go and say, I have some of that, please. I have some of that. And what is one of the first things I would want to buy? What is one of the assets in America that is very, very low valued right now? Well, one of its property, isn't it? It's distressed property that's being repossessed. I'd have some of that. I'd have some of all kinds of things. So we can expect China sovereign funds to do all kinds of very interesting things in the market. And when that happens, what will be the reaction of America? I wonder. It will depend on what they try to buy. If they try to buy JFK Airport, well, the Dubai government tried to buy just one port recently in America. That was tough enough, and so on. So we'll see all kinds of plays here. And one of the biggest plays the Chinese will be doing is securing the supply lines for the economy for the future.